Good morning and welcome to TSLNigeria TV, Politics and Power, your regular programs that come to you every Mondays and Wednesdays. We'll be starting from Edo today, and we'll be starting with INEC. Yesterday, INEC published a list of the final candidates for the 2023 general elections, as stipulated by the new Electoral Act, which mandates that INEC must publish the credentials and the addresses of all the candidates that are vying for the 2023 general elections. And yesterday, over 4,000 candidates are vying for the 400 and something seats in the National Assembly, and 100 and something people are vying to be President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But one person will emerge President of Nigeria, while the other 400 or something will be going to the House of the Federal House of Representatives and the Senate. Now, there have been a lot of controversy as regards the names that were published yesterday. So many people, particularly in the Edo, where INEC published the list of the ruling People's Democratic Party in Edo and tagged some of them court orders. We'll be looking at all those issues and looking at some other national issues which are trending in the country today. I have a guest today, and the guest is Ambassador Clement Imase. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're looking good.
Thanks.
Welcome. So let's start from Edo. You saw the list INEC published yesterday, and you've seen online the controversies that have been raging around the list that was released by INEC. So what is your opinion?
Thank you very much, Mr. Fares Akbere. And also want to thank the TSLNigeria for bringing me live today. When you were making an introduction, you said something about the ruling party. Fine, of course, PDP is the ruling party in Edo State, but that will not, take the fact that inside the ruling party there are crises. So we have legacy group and the governors group. And the leaks that came out yesterday were from the legacy group against the governor group. The INEC did well, and they all acted on a motion, and there is no other motion countering that motion. So they have to release the list based on the court order. So there's no cause for alarm. Hence, the case is still with the Supreme. So I believe before the month runs out, the September, the case will be judged, and the final list, if the INEC has to change the list based on the judgment from the Supreme, they will. But if the judgment still goes to the legacy group, fine, they continue. But that will not end the crisis in Edo State. The crisis between the PDP and the PDP, which is the Danobi side and the governor side, that list will not end. And I want to say this categorically, and I'm on here, that if, for example, by chance the Supreme will make a judgment, give out a judgment in support of the legacy group, and I believe that the PDP side of the governor may not work with them, and also the Supreme give out judgment in support of the governors group, the legacy group may not work with them. So in all this, I will advise it is settlement.
Okay, so what you are saying, if I if I get you clearly, is the fact that even if no matter where the case
judgment will
goes
fall
to, that the PDP, right, of which you are a member of the PDP,
oh, yes,
that level is also facing a whole lot of crisis in so many states. So do you think with the crisis surrounding the PDP at state levels and at national level, that the PDP is ready for the 2023 general election?
Oh yes, very, very, very ready. They are very, very ready for the general election. In Edo State, where I came from, shouldn't determine the winning or the victory of my incoming president, Baba Atiku. No. If Edo State has a crisis, that's will not distort the victory of PDP in Edo State come 2023.
So you are saying that PDP will win Edo
Of
State?
course, I'm very, 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 very sure that PDP will win Edo State because the crisis in Edo State has nothing to do with presidential crisis or presidential candidate. It is the national, which is the national legislatures and the state legislatures. That's what they are fighting over.
Yeah, but we have seen over time
yes,
that national elections and in Nigeria are always tied together. For example, if you are the senatorial candidate of the PDP, for example, in Edo South, for example, you are campaigning for yourself on election day, and you're also campaigning for the presidential candidate. So if a case where you have some members of the PDP who are aggrieved because a particular side of the PDP, which they are not from, have been chosen, do you think that it will affect the chances of the PDP in general in that election? Because one part of the PDP might say, okay, we are not going to support the other part, which is something you have just said.
Yes, let me remind you of something. In as much as the PDP Edo State have factions, we all, as one body of a party, believes we have one candidate, which is Atiku. And come 2023, on that very day, presidential election, National Assembly election, even though I am going to vote otherwise, or for example, let me say, for example, I'm not going to work for a particular person in my party at the state or even national level, I'm very, very sure that definitely I have a candidate, a presidential candidate, which is Atiku, that I'm going to vote for. It's a ballot. We have presidential ballot, we have National Assembly ballot, the Senate, and the Rep ballot. If I'm going to vote other person at the Senate and the Rep, that shouldn't disturb me. That shouldn't stop me voting for Atiku as the president. Same goes to the legacy group that we're talking about. I am for the governor group. I'm standing firmly, strongly for my governor because I believe in loyalty and I believe in leadership. We get it. Same goes to the legacy group. Even though they have probably, peradventure, for example, the case goes to their favor and they start campaigning at the end of the day, on the day of election, many, not many, all the PDP wants to vote for President Atiku and vote their person. Even we vote for our president and also vote whoever wants to vote.
Okay, but let's move a little bit away from Edo right now. There's been a lot of arguments in the national space, and the argument has been that the PDP at the national level is talking about restructuring. It means that the part of their campaign promise for 2023 is that they want to restructure Nigeria, which means that they want to put Nigeria in a place where the federal character system will be duly adhered to. But people are saying that looking at the PDP today, the crisis within the PDP, which borders on the the national chairman of the PDP, which some group of people are calling for his resignation, because the PDP constitution says that if you have a northern a presidential candidate from one part of the country, then the national chairman should emerge from the other part of the country. And they've come out to show where the national chairman, Senator Ayu, said on video that if the PDP chooses a candidate from the north, that he will resign. But has failed to resign, has changed the narrative on what he said before. And now it has built a lot of crisis within the party that we now have the Wike faction and the other faction. And people are asking, if your party is saying we will restructure Nigeria, why don't the party start by restructuring its own internal crisis within the party by simply adhering to your constitution, which says that if your national chairman comes from one side of the country, the presidential candidate comes from another side of the country?
Oh, thank you very much. One thing I understand is party governance is quite different from the national governance. This is party crisis. This is not Nigeria crisis. Nigeria is bigger than a political
Yeah, but my
party.
question is that if you cannot solve the problem of your party, how can you solve the problem in Nigeria?
Of course, it's a very simple thing. Let me start from the little crisis that I call it little crisis that the PDP has. It is also caused by the same PDP at the national level. Knowing fully well that they already have a national chairman who is from the north, why then opening the primaries to everybody? Knowing fully well that the constitution says when you have the national chairman from a particular region, then when it comes to the presidency, you zone it. So they came to the round table and said, okay, there is no zoning. Of course, the constitution did not recognize zoning.
So that was a big mistake.
That was a big mistake to them. So fine. Secondly, fine, it has come to this extent of the national chairman must go. Fine. The constitution did not say when a national chairman is from a particular zone and the presidential candidate is also from a particular zone, then the national chairman should resign. The constitution did not say so. It's a very clear fact.
Yes, but
if he has to resign, when we're talking about even the vice, the deputy, they are people from the north. If he resigns, the northern will also take charge. They will not say, okay, since the chairman has resigned, let me go and bring a certain to replace him. The constitution did not say so.
Yeah, but the constitution also says that if a chairman resigns, that you also have power to call a special convention to elect a new chairman. It only says that every time a chairman resigns, that the vice chairman must automatically.
We understand. That's if there are time for that. But this time we are now is time for campaign, not time for instant conversion or urgent conversion.
But you cannot be campaigning when your house is on fire.
No, the house is not on fire. It's a very simple thing. The wicked fashion that we are talking about here, if not the fact that he went to a primary and lost, he would have been saying the national chairman must resign. If he had won that primary, he would not be saying this.
Yes, if he has won the primary, the national chairman would
have been balanced.
Then this argument will not be arising.
Yeah, it's a balanced equation. But now that is not a balanced equation. What did you want the national body to do? Or the national chairman should just resign? When we, two of us, know fully well that election has not been done, Atiku has not been declared the president, then you want, if tomorrow, God forbid, Atiku did not win the election, then the national chairman has resigned, the certain person has come as the national chairman. What will become the national chairman that have resigned? This politics, let's talk like a politician. If I were in his shoe, I will not resign. That should not be the bottom. That should not be
even if your non-resignation is causing so much crisis within your party, you will still choose not to resign?
This crisis that we're talking about is personal interest. It is their interest in the politics. Their interest in politicking in the forthcoming general election is what they are fighting for. It's a very simple thing. It's what they are fighting for. Like the Winke that we're talking about here. We all know Winke, and he's a sitting governor. So he wants to know what you are bringing to the table after the governorship. What you are bringing to the table. The problem did not just start when he loses the election. The problem started when the presidential candidate announced his running mate. That's where the problem started. He himself was thinking probably, fine, I have lost, then the next thing is to pacify me for the running mate as vice president. But that's not how they do things. The president have the prerogative, the right to choose who will be in his vice. But choosing Okowa as a vice is best known to him, and he has reasons for that.
No, the problem is not just about choosing Okowa. Let's not forget. Let me remind you why I asked my question also, that in the process of choosing Okowa, a committee was set up. And that committee was set up by Atiku himself to say, okay, look at our party, pick someone for me. Because the last time in 2019, I single-handedly picked Obi, and it raised a lot of dust in the Southeast, that most of the Southeast leaders said they were not going to work, that there was no consensus in the choice of Obi. And they said, okay, this time around, he doesn't want to make that mistake. I said, okay, he selected a committee of about 21 people or so, thereabouts,
yes,
and said, okay, sit down, look at the candidates and choose. And then the committee sat, invited these persons, interviewed them, spoke to them, and said, okay, now let's vote within ourselves who will be. And they voted. One person abstained, 16 voted for Wike, 4 voted for Okowa. And the information was relayed to the person who set up the committee, that look at the committee overwhelmingly voted for Wike. And then the presidential candidate still went against the choice of the committee and picked Okowa. Don't you think that also contributed to part of the crisis that is going on within the Wike and the Atiku group today?
Thank you very much. It's a very nice thing. See, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
You're running.
I should be the one asking you questions, but go ahead.
No, there's no problem about it. You're running for a particular seat.
Yes.
And at the back of the scene, there are much people, let me say 100 people, that have told you that, see, secretly, you are going to be, no matter what it may be. But this is our condition. What are the conditions? A, B, and C. You go back to your drawing book and say, okay, I needed this person. But those people at the back of the scene are saying, we don't need this person. I am not saying that's what happened. Oh. I'm only just saying I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Now you are running. And they said, we don't need this person. Please, if we must support you to win this seat, whether by hook or by crook, this person should be eradicated. You understand? Then you now said, I prefer these people more than a single man, more than 2 or 3. We're talking about
more than the committee
or more than a committee, because the committee will not make you the president. But these people that are at the back of the scene are those who will actually stand and say, yes, this is the person that will be the presidency. For example, what will you do as a person? Will you prefer a committee? Or will you prefer that UK or the so-called 7 or 8 governors than the people, even knowing fully well that these people that are behind the scene also control all that, or let me say, have control over the 36 states of the Federation, if I am not mistaken, because we don't know who is who that have connections.
No, first of all,
so if we are to be that person, what will you prefer, or will you prefer just committee, or prefer some persons of?
First of all, I'm the one who is interviewing you. So you putting that question to me, it looks like there's another
So
one.
let me not answer the question.
Go ahead.
The question is,
yes.
I personally, if I were in the shoe, I would prefer those people than a committee or
you haven't mentioned names of the people that were talking about.
I am not to mention names. Okay. I'm not saying, for example, I didn't know them. I'm just saying, if those people were there, of course, I did not believe those people were there, or those people were there. Baba Atiku did what he did based on personal examination of what will happen in the year 2023.
Okay, so now let's go to look at other issues, so we don't just finish all our time.
But let me say something.
Yes.
PDP crisis will not stay longer than the end of the year.
Get there. We'll have your time to talk about the PDP crisis. Now, let's look at the presidential candidates of the parties. You have the APC and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You have, of course, the PDP, which you are a member.
Of course.
Atiku Abubakar, and you have Peter Obi of the Labour Party. I will stop there because those are the major parties.
Contestants.
I don't think I want to name all the political parties and their candidates. But if looking at the age and the history of the candidates of the PDP and the APC today, people will tell you that they are relatively tired and old. That's what people are saying. So, and they can't really differentiate them in terms of age, because by age they are both of the same age group.
Yeah.
So, what do you have to say to those people who are saying that the PDP candidate and the APC candidate are a bit old, that Nigeria needs somebody who is younger?
Nigeria, my country. Let me start from the year 2015. year 2015, I was already a PDP member. Like I said before, I'm a loyalist, loyal to my party, to the core. 2015, this Muhammadu Buhari was trying to come to the power and as a president. You can vividly remember that the Nigeria, they said, especially some of the youth, especially the youth, they said they needed a change. That APC has come with a slogan, change. That they want to change the government of PDP. That they are also tired. That's what they said.
Yes.
They are tired of PDP. So everywhere you go in Nigeria, they will tell you, say Buhari. Say Buhari. Even one of them was fighting because of say Buhari. And I said, this man you are saying, why don't you look at his past history? When he was first the head of state. Why don't you look at me? He said, no, I want to change the government. But since then, I've been looking for that, my neighbor, to actually ask him how far. Knowing fully well that nobody goes to the market with party card. Everybody, both APC, PDP, will go to the market with your money.
But that does not answer my question.
Your question is the age group, the age difference, looking at the three of these major contestants.
And what do you have to say to Nigerians that say they want a younger person for 2023 to be president?
Buhari, Atiku is not a young man. Tinubu is not a young man. Same goes to Peter Obi. He's not a young man. And these are the three major contestants. And if you go outside, people will tell you they are obedient. Simply because they want to also change the same government. I see no wrong in these three persons when it comes to age group. Anybody can protest election. But in three of them, I see sincerity. I see what the word I will use, creating evidence in the candidacy of Atiku. When you ask me why all these things, TV will tell you, I don't know what I will do for Nigeria. Because since he became a candidate, he has never come on here to tell us what he wants to do for Nigeria. In fact, he's even running from a public debate like this, you know. So, that for him is there. Then Obi will come and tell you something and you tell you go and verify. Some of us, in our leisure time, in our separate time, we also do a verification of some words and some things and some narrative from him, from Peter Obi, and we found out that all these things are also lies. Gone are the days when politicians will lie just to get into power. We are wise. We are wise. I will align that Nigerians should focus their good governance, readiness, transparency on Atiku, because he is the only man that has come to tell us that he has a 5 agenda, that he has something on the table for Nigeria, that he has a very good, meaningful thing to do for Nigeria. That will do that and tell you that wherever you call me, I will represent Nigeria. This is a man that is so ready enough to say, I will never be tired till Nigeria becomes who they want to be. Now, if you want to talk about Peter Obi, people are being obedient. I like being obedient. I also like myself being obedient to be disobedient to Peter Obi. The reason is because the Bible says the voice of the people and the voice of the Lord. But when we come to Nigeria politics, the voice of the people are voice of evil. Like what I said in 2015. People were saying, say Buhari, some fought me. But today, is it not voice of evil? They gathered together, gang up and leave in our party. They draw our party out of the system to bring the change. But they change the system from a growing economy to a dead economy.
Okay, let me quickly say, because we don't have so much time. We have less than 6 minutes to go. You know, you talk so much about your candidate, which is
Atiku Abubakar.
former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, and what he intends to do. But a lot of people have said that the issue of security, particularly the ones that have to do with herdsmen that have been ravaging part of the country. In fact, just parts of ravaging almost all parts of the country. That your candidates, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, haven't said anything about it. That's number one. And number two, that there was a girl that was brutally murdered in Sokoto State Polytechnic or something like that, and he made a tweet. He made a post on Facebook as well about the issue, condemning that act, and then some extremists in his own place attacked him by saying, "Oh, why is he condemning somebody that wrote something in a WhatsApp group against, their religion, all of that?" And then he was forced, for political expediency, to delete those tweets and the post on Facebook. Do you think that if Atiku Abubakar emerges president tomorrow, that he will have the courage to confront the herdsmen crisis that is currently affecting Nigeria today?
All right, thank you very much. Firstly, I will tell you that my presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, has something on the table when it comes to security in Nigeria. That's also part of his agenda, anyway. When we also talk about the tweets, it's a very interesting thing, I must tell you, that we know, and we know that some of these big politicians don't handle their social media themselves. Yes. Tomorrow, when I become a candidate of my party in one positions, and you think I just always go back and forth to tweet or to send messages, there are people assigned like assigned to do all these things.
So what was wrong with the condemnation of that act?
No, he condemning that act. Personally, I understand that tweet was not written by him.
It doesn't matter, sir.
It doesn't matter.
The person who was operating that page has been operating it for a long time. What was wrong with the tweet?
The tweet was fine to condemn the act.
Yes. So why was it deleted?
The tweet was deleted. It was not
He wasn't aware that the tweet was deleted.
Yes.
Or was he aware of the tweet being posted?
He was aware that yes, the tweet was posted condemning that act. But on the other hand, he was not aware that the tweet was later deleted. It was people that drew his notice and said, look at what they did, the media head that did, deleting a tweet that you already condemned. So he has nothing to say about that because he was not told that, yes, I want to delete this tweet. He didn't even give the directive for them to delete the tweet.
So why, if I make a post, because I try to be...
No, that is why I try to be the post...
If I make a post today,
yes.
I make a post about something, and I see that there is an issue with the post, and I deleted it, and I later have to find out, okay, the post wasn't supposed to be deleted. What is the right thing? It's not to put the post out there again.
No, there's no need of me putting the post there again. There's no need. Already, the Nigerians have seen that, yes, he has written something to condemn the act. They saw it. For them to see that, yeah, the post was deleted, that means they saw that, yes, he already condemned the act. If the post was deleted, he personally, the owner of that tweet is not aware. So, that's like what he said when we were together, that he was not aware.
Okay, I'll ask you one final question before we call it a wrap for today, because we just have less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Do you think your presidential candidate today, Atiku Abubakar, will make a good president for Nigeria?
A very better president, because I've always supported good people, and they become good. A good candidacy, they become good. Like Jonathan ruled this country for 6 years, 2 years from Yaradua, then it's 4 years, and it was perfect, and we have a growing economy until Buhari came in. So supporting Atiku Abubakar is a plus to Nigeria that all Nigerians, especially the youth, should support. Because this man already knows the lunar crown of Nigeria, knows the good and the bad, knows everything, how to grow the economy of this country. So this man is on a better place and a better has better plans for the country of Nigeria that we are.
That's what we'll leave it for today.
Thank you very much
for
God
coming.
bless you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, sir.
Unfortunately, that's where we are going to leave it for today. We'll be back here again on Monday. And on Monday, we'll be discussing the issue of the INEC list that was released yesterday, because it's still a raging topic. So we'll be having somebody from the Legacy PDP and we'll be having somebody from the governor's camp, as they put it, to come here and tell us their own side of the story and how they feel about the list that INEC released yesterday, which is causing a whole lot of controversy. So they'll do justice to that topic for us on Monday. We'll be back here again on Monday, but please do well to follow our Facebook and Twitter pages, and also on YouTube. You can click on the notification so that whenever we post our videos, you'll be the first to be notified by YouTube that our new videos are there, and you can watch and do it to share it as well, so that our videos can go far and you can be part of our story. We'll see you again on Monday. Bye bye.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.